course, age is a factor, but the real factor is a training program, especially the psychological. The mind controls the body, after all.
Soldier! Up the chain! Sir!
What about the bodies?
Waste disposal.
In the year 1996, orphan babies in a hospital are gathered by a team of agents looking to recruit future soldiers for the army. A special tag is placed on each of them before they are sent for training in a particular program.
A soldier does not speak until spoken to by a superior officer.
The program is meant to train them to become the perfect soldiers. The children go through a difficult training process and are taught that weakness is not an option. They are taught to always obey orders and remain emotionless. The children are forced to watch animals attack each other to make them numb to violence. When the children turn 8, the training becomes geared toward advanced mind skills. They have to be in classrooms and work on different kinds of puzzles and strategy problems. In their 12th year, the training becomes intense. They are required to run a certain distance each day and maintain their bodies in perfect condition. During one of the runs, a boy falls behind due to exhaustion and is shot by the superiors because there is no place for weakness in the program. The other boys are not allowed to react, and they have to keep running. When the boys reach their teenage years, they are taught to kill every target with guns without mercy. When they turn 17, they are branded with a special tag tattoo on their face. The best soldier in the group is Sergeant Todd. With unbeatable strength and discipline, he has not failed a single mission by year 2036. Fighting all over the world, and even on the moon, he leads his team through intense battles. However, due to their intense training, the team often kills anyone, even if they are not a threat. Todd kills an innocent woman with no remorse, just to reach his target. His priority is the mission, not saving human lives. The special unit is run by Church, who is proud of his team's success.
Sir, Colonel Meekum has his new batch unpacked. I think he wants to show him off.
One day, Colonel Meekum arrives, bringing a whole new unit with him.
Well,
The new unit consists of genetically engineered soldiers created to be faster and stronger than humans.
99%. That's...
Meekum tries to persuade Church to discard his men, but Church is not convinced.
Standing before you here have been through all kinds of heavy shit, and they've always got the job done.
Meekum proposes to make both units compete with a series of tests. He chooses Kane to represent his unit, and Church chooses Todd. During a running test, Meekum gives Todd a head start by 20 minutes.
Go.
However, when Kane begins running, he surpasses Todd, beating him in the challenge.
Sir!
Church, unhappy with these results, proposes a chain climbing test for the men. Once again, Kane is faster than Todd and wins the test even after starting later. For the final test, the men are asked to fight each other while still on the chains. Meekum is confident in his man and proposes that Church should use 3 men against his singular soldier. Up on the chains, Kane is able to defeat the soldiers, killing 2 of them in the process. Todd is able to gouge Kane's eye out, but Kane is stronger and continues fighting. He throws Todd onto the pile of bodies below, rendering Todd unconscious.
Look at you.
Despite Kane's success, Meekum is angry at his injury because it means he is not perfect anymore. Todd is presumed dead, and Church reluctantly accepts the new unit. The old unit is not killed, however, their military status is removed. Meekum orders the bodies to be thrown on the planet Arcadia, used as a garbage dump for ships. During the trip, Todd wakes up and experiences fear after realizing where he is, next to a pile of garbage. He tries to avoid being dumped by holding onto a ledge. His attempt fails, and he falls down onto the planet. Surviving the fall, Todd explores the planet, only finding waste at first. After a while, he begins noticing people in rags moving around and decides to follow them. However, he is stopped by a giant sandstorm, and Todd has to hold on to a nearby pole to prevent flying off. When the storm passes, Todd continues his journey into a graveyard, noticing a lot of people have died on this planet. Continuing on, Todd reaches a colony built from ship parts and discarded garbage. While sneaking around the stairs, Todd is knocked back and loses consciousness while noticing some children staring at him.
Hawkins, give us something, anything.
Quiet,
Yeah.
please.
Quiet, everybody.
Quiet! We have an injured man among us.
After a few days, the colony decides how to deal with Todd. Visitors are not frequent on the planet, so they are unsure whether to trust him or not. However, the colony votes to help Todd, telling a man called Mace that he has to keep an eye on him. In the meantime, Mace's wife Sandra takes care of Todd and gives him medicine.
I heard words on his shoulder.
He's a soldier.
The couple share a young child, Nathan, who is curious about Todd, but his parents prevent him from interacting with him. Sometime later, Todd has regained his strength and finds the family sharing a happy time together in their living room.
Just playing the boy.
Having been deprived from happiness his whole life, Todd is confused at how he should feel. Mace shows him a crutch he made for him, and Todd decides to trust his hosts. The family brings Todd to a communal mess hall. However, people are wary of Todd due to his silent nature and eating habits.
I don't see how you cannot remember how you got here, Sergeant.
A man inquires about Todd's story, and Todd tells him that he was replaced by a better soldier. This brings sympathy in the hearts of the others for Todd. Todd spends the next few days with
A few
Sandra,
years later, when the dumpers started coming over and dropping stuff.
who tells him how the colony came to be. The people in the colony had been on their own ship traveling 3 years ago. They had aimed to reach the Trinity moons until their ship had broken down and they had crash-landed on this planet. The people had waited for help, which never came, and thus settled peacefully on Arcadia. Back at the ship, Meekum reveals he wants to set up monitoring stations in Arcadia, which he has been watching for a while. He also wants to send out his unit to the planet for patrol.
I want to observe these men at close hand.
Church questions the possibility of life existing on Arcadia, but Meekum claims that if the unit comes across refugees or miners, they will be considered hostiles. Church is unhappy upon hearing this. Back in Arcadia, Sandra teaches Todd how to plant a sprout, which shocks him. They are confronted by a snake, which Sandra kills immediately, explaining Nathan was attacked by a snake and almost died due to the attack. Nathan can't talk due to the trauma he faced when he was attacked. After a while, Todd walks with the men to salvage things from the garbage piles. Since the weather is terrible, the men keep chains connected to their belts to avoid getting lost. At that moment, a sandstorm hits, and one of the men, Jimmy, gets trapped in the strong wind. All the men come to Jimmy's aid as he struggles against the wind, but they are not strong enough. However, Todd, with his incredible strength, pulls Jimmy to safety without any help. Todd finds a gun on the ground, but the men ask for it back while thanking Todd. Seeing a ship fly overhead, Todd's curiosity rises, and Mace tells him that the ship simply dumps garbage on the planet without making contact.
Being a soldier.
Fear and discipline.
During a Christmas party, the colony is having fun and enjoying themselves. However, upon hearing some crackers, Todd's PTSD is triggered, and he has flashbacks to his horrible training days. Afraid he might hurt someone, Todd leaves the party and observes it from the roof. Todd tries to forget his violent training by punching a bag, The punching reminds him of more instances in his training, such as the time he had to kill an innocent girl during a mission. At that moment, Jimmy arrives to give Todd a gift, but is attacked by Todd, who is still stuck in his memories and believes he is an enemy. Wrapping his hands around Jimmy's throat, he almost kills him by throwing him inside a machine. However, Todd snaps out of it just in time, but unfortunately, there is a group of people watching him. Due to his violent outburst, the people are now wary of Todd. Todd continues to punch the bag until his hands bleed. A flashback shows how Todd kept beating up a fellow student in a classroom while being reminded that mercy was not an option. A few days later, Todd wakes up to Nathan showing him he solved a puzzle. At that moment, a snake appears, and Todd tries to teach Nathan how to kill it by smashing it with a boot. Nathan is frozen in fear, and Todd catches the snake but doesn't kill it. Nathan's parents show up, reprimanding Todd of exposing Nathan to the snake. By this time, the whole colony has become wary of Todd, and he is kicked out from the colony.
If you need us, you can ask us for help.
Todd leaves, but overwhelmed with emotion, cries for the first time. At night, Mace and Sandra are sleeping when a snake attempts to attack them. Just as the snake is about to bite Mace, it is killed by Nathan, who uses Todd's technique. Mace realized Todd had been right and leaves the colony to find him. Mace finds Todd in the trash and apologizes for kicking him out. He invites Todd back to the colony. At the same time, a ship flies overhead, and Todd recognizes it as a military ship. Makeham's soldiers have arrived on the planet, and Todd makes Mace run away with him. Lots of soldiers and vehicles come out of the ship, including Kane, and the colony rings a bell to alarm everyone of the upcoming attack and prepare to defend. The soldiers shoot at everyone, and explosions occur all over the area. Mace is injured by one, and Todd drags him away to safety. Todd tries to wrap Mace's wounds, but Mace dies from the severity of his injuries. Back on the ship, Church hears about the colony, but Makeham orders the soldiers to kill all the people, even if they are simple civilians. Church makes the decision to get his old soldiers ready. Back at the colony, the leader attempts to communicate with the soldiers, but is shot at on the spot. The soldiers begin attacking the colony, which the colonists try to defend, but they do not have enough weapons. The people of the colony are tortured by flamethrowers. At that moment, Todd breaks in through the roof and kills one of the flamethrower soldiers. Collecting the weapons from the dead bodies, he goes after the other soldier who is chasing after Sandra and the children. Todd kills the soldier with a rocket launcher, saving them. Grabbing a soldier's communicator, he sends a growl to the base to see what happens. Makeham is advised by Church to retreat his army, and he agrees. In the absence of the soldiers, the colony tend to their injured, and Todd breaks the news of Mace's death to Sandra. Overcome with rage, Todd vows revenge and collects weapons to fight back against the soldiers. Sneaking around to approach the landing area, Todd shoots a vehicle to cause confusion amongst the soldiers. With the soldiers now focused on finding Todd, he secretly attacks them from the dark. Todd throws one guy from the roof and has another attacked by snakes. Then, Todd stabs a soldier after hiding in water and surprises two soldiers with gunshots. When the soldiers get back up, Todd continues shooting at them through a puppet he set up, controlled with strings from afar. Using some explosives he has set around, Todd manages to kill many soldiers. At the same time, a sandstorm arrives, and Todd is able to save himself while the other soldiers are killed by flying objects. The only soldiers left are in vehicles, so Todd shoots any man he can see and throws explosives inside the vehicles to kill the drivers. However, Kane is still in his truck and attacks the colony again, causing significant damage. To prevent suspicion, while getting close, Todd enters an enemy vehicle and crashes into Kane's truck. Kane jumps out of his truck and, realizing he's injured, takes medicine from his bag for his wounds. Todd reaches Sandra and the kids, determined to save them, but Kane shows up for another fight. An intense fight ensues, with the two men trying to harm the other as much as possible. Kane is winning the fight, but when Todd looks down on the ground to a weapon, he tricks Kane into picking it up first. Using the opportunity, he uses a helicopter blade to hurt Kane and finally kills him by twisting his neck. The older soldiers find Todd, but do not attack, as they still respect their old general. With the realization that he has lost all of his men, Maycomb orders Church to abandon his soldiers and leave. When Church protests, Maycomb shoots him, killing him instantly. Suddenly, the older unit enters the ship and captures Maycomb. Due to Todd's scary stance, Maycomb wets his pants as he begs for Todd's forgiveness. Todd has Maycomb and his counselors thrown off the ship onto the planet. Knowing that a bomb has been set to destroy the planet, the three try to disable it, but fail and are immediately killed. As the ship flies away, it's revealed that the surviving colonists came aboard too, and the ship is headed to Trinity Moons, the colonists' original destination. Seeing Nathan asking to be picked up, Todd experiences real affection as he points out the new destination to Nathan. And with that, their story ends. Don't forget to subscribe for more interesting recaps.